What's up guys? Today we'll be checking out a future classic, Morbius, on 4K Blu-ray. This isn't a review on how good or bad the movie is, I'm just going to share some of my thoughts on the audio and the video quality. Now let's go over a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 6.5 and 8K. It's got a 4K DI. It's rated PG-13. Runtime is 105 minutes and the aspect ratio is in 239:1, so there are black letterbox bars and the audio is in Dolby ATMOS. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ATMOS viewer and see how good this audio mix is. So right from the opening chapter in chapter 1, you'll see that this is a dynamically active mix. There's a few chopper flyovers that come over from the top rear up to the top fronts, and you'll even hear some water droplets falling from above your head. The parts that take place in the cave makes it sound like you're in this big cavernous space with the amount of ambiance in the mix. In chapter 3, there's this cool but subtle effect that you can even track on the viewer. There are these bats that fly around the top right front speaker and near the lower right front part of the room, which you can see on screen. Even during the quieter parts, the speakers remain active to give the movie a nice immersive bubble of atmosphere. Here in chapter 4, it sounds like you're sitting out in the park with people and traffic that are surrounding you from all directions. As for bass response, whenever Morbius uses his echolocation hearing, you'll get these huge pulses of bass that has this low, deep resonance. With the final battle in chapter 15, this is going to give your subs the heftiest workout. But overall, except for a couple standout scenes, I felt that the bass response was average at best. If you're new to the channel and you're into new movies and audio and video gear and want to see more content like this, be sure to tap the subscribe button for new weekly videos. As for the image quality, and being Sony, it's pretty crisp for the most part. The daytime scenes are very sharp, so you'll see the cotton fibers in clothing and pores and wrinkles in the actors' faces. The digital effects were well done, especially the whole skinny, sickly Morbius shots with his shirt off, which look just as good as those skinny shots of Steve Rogers from the first Captain America. As for the HDR, whether it's in HDR10 or Dolby Vision, remains fairly bright during the well-lit scenes. It's got a max CLL of 1098 and a max fall of 297. The colors have that richness that makes HDR pop, with warm skin tones and deeply saturated primaries. As for the specular highlights, they will jump off the screen from all the bright sunlight reflections and the city lights at night, which really do stand out. I didn't notice any overblown highlights, but I do feel some of the darker scenes lacked fine detail and came across somewhat murky. During the bright shots, the blacks really enhanced contrast levels and were great. It's just some of those darker scenes I felt could have been better. Maybe a higher bitrate and less compression could have helped. So for video quality, I'm going to have to go with a 9.3. Aside from the questionable shadow detail, it's a bright, richly colored movie with some tasty HDR. The CG looked good, and it's a crispy looking transfer. For audio, I'm going to go with a 9.7. It's a very active mix that'll put all your speakers to work whether you've got 11 or more. But as a whole, it's a great looking transfer that should make your display pop and give your home theater a healthy workout. It's worth a purchase if you need to show off your system. Well, those are my thoughts on Morbius on 4K. Have you seen it, and how did you like the AV quality? Also, how did you like the movie? Leave a comment down below and let us know. Now, if you do want to grab this disc, I'll leave a link for it down below in the video's description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you want, you can follow us on social media, and if you want to support the channel and get exclusive content or great discounts on audio and video gear, then stop by our Patreon page. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next video.